My bad. You fine too, so call me. Give him his flower.
So I already did a segment breaking down Keith Lee's backpedaling, hypocritical, deceiving explanation as to why he posted, then deleted the video of him dropping the rose or flower given to him by proxy by BET host Taraji P. Henson. Keith was given the flower during a pre-planned segment, but Taraji failed to recognize or notice Keith in that moment as she made her way through the audience during the BET Awards Sunday night.
Mr. Keith Lee, I know what you're thinking right now. This is about a 10.9 out of a 10.
After the mix-up, Keith posted the video of him dropping a rose on TikTok, and the caption was, "Our name will be known in every room it's supposed to be, what it's supposed to be, how it's supposed to be, with no confusion. God is amazing, thankful." After deleting the video, Keith sat in his car and talked for 3 minutes all about how he was wronged on national television, even though he got a showcase where his name was said and he was seen on national television.
The reason I did this had nothing to do with Taraji P. Henson. The reason I dropped it on the floor is that I wholeheartedly believe that wasn't my rose. I am not upset at Taraji P. Henson by any stretch of the imagination. Never once was I upset that Taraji didn't know who I was. It's a hard situation for all of us to be in. For this situation to take away from her moment and our moment was unfair to both of us.
Life really is too short for this behavior. That's Taraji's first sentence on Morning Juicebox post about the Drop the Rose video. Yeah, my God, dude. Like, okay, you thought this was going to be your big break on national television. Like when the BET Award producers called you before the show and said, "Hey, do you want to be part of this segment where Taraji's going to be giving people their flowers in the audience?" You were like, "Yes, finally, it's our moment. Baby, this is what we've been working for all this time." You hyped this up as this is going to be your big moment. You know, Taraji's a big fan. But reality was, BET Award producers were just looking to showcase a couple TikTokers to get some traction on that platform. Kudos to you for having the following on TikTok to get that call, absolutely. But yeah, Taraji had no idea who you were. Taraji went on to say, "He wasn't in his seat. They give celebrities assigned seats. I rehearsed all damn day to go hit my mark, and that young man wasn't in his seat, so he missed his moment. His ego is hurt. He will be fine. I cleaned it up at the end of the show. No love lost here." So yeah, before that segment happened, when the producer brought Keith, his wife, Jordan, over to those seats to be on the aisle, and in that area where the camera person could be in front and have that big area so they could be all in the frame together, I guess Keith, his wife, and Jordan didn't sit in the right configuration. But I mean, if this was Will Smith, Jada Pinkett Smith, and Donald Glover, Taraji would have had no problem if they're sitting in a different configuration of what she thought. The reality is, she didn't know who these people were. Like before the show, she would have seen a photo of Keith, she would have seen a photo of Jordan. But yeah, in that moment, she's been running around for 2 hours. Trust me, I've been there. I've done something like this. Running around for 2 hours. You know, in that moment, she just has that moment of who's Keith Lee. Like I noticed that when the segment starts, she doesn't say Jordan's name.
The Method Man look-alike.
So she does that bit with Jordan, and then she looks back in the teleprompter and it says Keith Lee. She's probably wondering, is Keith Lee the Method Man look-alike, or is Keith Lee the other guy? So notice that when she starts turning back, she starts addressing Keith Lee without looking at anyone yet.
Mr. Keith Lee, I know what you're thinking right now. This is about a...
She's hoping that there's going to be some visual cue, like Keith Lee's going to be like, "Hey, I'm right here," to kind of give her a cue of who Keith Lee is, but it never happens. So yeah, she's caught in the moment where, yeah, she doesn't realize he was right there. Like I've been in a situation before where I was hosting a show that's 90 to 2 hours long and you're going to be talking to all these different people, and sometimes it's like a big dance group that's like 6 members. So you don't want to be like, "What's your name, what's your name, what's your name?" And so what I would do is like, yeah, look at pictures of them beforehand and then come up with like a visual cue for each one. Like Brian has blonde hair, Sam has a mustache. So yeah, I have that note like when I'm interviewing them, try to have the reference. But it's hard sometimes when you've only seen one photo of them and then they're in this completely different outfit. Sometimes Taraji just didn't know who you were, dude. It's not that big of a deal. I said before with the Oscars moment with Adele Dazeem, Idina Menzel, laughed that off, and she's been thriving ever since.
The entire segment on the production side felt extremely rushed.
But Keith, in your backpedaling video, where you're like, "Oh no, I'm not coming after Taraji, I'm coming after the entire BET Awards production crew." Oh dude, wrong move. Yeah, they didn't do anything wrong.
Felt extremely unprepared and unprofessional to me.
So yeah, what do you think of Taraji putting this guy in his place a little bit, but like also Taraji just didn't know who they were, which is fine. You just didn't know who they were.